And so there's amazing technologies and things that have been introduced today, but there's a level of energy this year that we know we're going to the next level with all the big companies now saying this is a thing, and we should all be extremely excited. But there's one question we have to think about. Do you believe in an open or a closed ecosystem?
So before you answer that question, I think it would be helpful to take a step back, look at the path to see how we got to where we are today.
All right, let me try to do that quickly. So if you think about where the internet started, it started with walled garden systems. And the internet, they were pioneers of the day. They showed the world what it was like to do things in the internet. And what happened was they wanted to present a way where everything they did on a daily basis was to keep you in their walled garden systems because that is the way their business ran. And it's very important to think about what did that present. Companies were not able to actually build in those ecosystems. It was just a way to learn how to use the internet, but there's no way to really participate in an open ecosystem. But if you think about it, the web browser changed everything. It created the first way that every single company can build their part of the internet. It allowed us to have a fully open ecosystem. It created standards. It allowed everyone to build and have ownership, whether you're a company, a creator, a developer, and a programmer. It was one of, I believe, the biggest software inventions known to man. It brought the entire world together. So if you think about it, if you look at this slide, you look at walled gardens. Walled gardens presented a lot of friction, a lack of interoperability, many problems that didn't enable us to all work together in an open ecosystem. And the World Wide Web was the exact opposite. It allowed everyone to become the WordPress, marketplaces. Creators could create and sell their wares, not worrying about being taxed. They're able to create every inch of the web. And that's why we know the World Wide Web today. It's one massive World Wide Web that has brought all of us in this room together, and which gets us excited about how we can participate. So if you think about it, does anyone see something that's repeating here? We're now in the days where we're repeating history. And it's not a bad thing. These are pioneers in the XR space that are teaching children, adults, everyone around the world on how to communicate in these amazing XR experiences. And so they're showing us what is possible. It opens up our imagination. But the challenge is, these are walled garden systems. Companies will not build their entire spatial infrastructure inside of these walled gardens. No different than they wouldn't build their web infrastructure inside of these walled gardens. And so there's a challenge, and if you even think about it, I have AltSpace up there, and everyone's like, well, they're no longer around. But if you think about it, if you build on the open web, if a browser or company goes away, your information lives forever. It's a part of us. It's a part of everything that we do in this industry. And in a walled garden system, your assets rely in their corporate wares. They tax you. Creators don't get the cut that they deserve. There's all these layers that don't allow us to participate the same way we do in the open World Wide Web. But if you think about it, where will companies then build in the open metaverse? And I use the metaverse as a parallel, but if you think about it, we started off with walled gardens. We created this massive World Wide Web. But here we are today repeating history. What is the thing that brings us all together, unites us, whether no matter how you want to participate in this industry, how does it bring us together and building something open, an open ecosystem that we can all live in and enjoy? So I want to do a little kind of thing. This is a little bit different. And I wanted to kind of give you a picture. But I think the best way to do a picture, and please humor me, if you could close your eyes for a second. I want you to imagine you have AR glasses on your face. And I want you to now think about you're walking around the real world. And you walk up to a Target. And instantly, a Target AI jumps up and says, welcome. What do you need to look for? And I'm like, I need to find the toilet paper. And it draws this digital line on the physical floor and shows me exactly where to get it. And now imagine I'm attending a university. And I walk onto campus, and it knows who I am. And I say, where's class number 1205? And it draws a digital line and helps me find that classroom. Or I go to the library, and I say, where is this book? And it shows me exactly where it is. Now, I'm going to take it even a step further. Imagine I, not you, I put on a VR headset, and I can instantly go to the same location and join you and interact with those same locations. This is the power of the metaverse. So if you don't believe me, you can open your eyes now. Thank you. If you don't believe me that this will one day be possible, here are some quotes from Apple. And I think Apple has a pretty big sway in the industry. But these are two quotes that really show you the reality of how they're thinking. Tim Cook imagines that every single person on this planet will interact and be immersed through AR experiences. And one of his commands also came out and said that the iPhone can be replaced by AR glasses in roughly 10 years. Replaced. Think about AR glasses will actually replace your mobile device. That means everything we do, whether individually, corporately, will fully be spatial. So if you think about it, the race is on. The race is on for the first commercially viable AR glasses. All these companies that you see on the slide, they are all spending hundreds of billions of dollars because they know if these AR glasses replace the mobile phone, their current businesses will not survive. And this is why so much money is being spent on AR glasses. And more importantly, once AR glasses are extreme, VR becomes even more important. It's no longer just a gaming console. It becomes a way to connect with anyone in the world seamlessly, just like what websites did for the World Wide Web.
Thank you. So I believe we're all here at this conference because we really want to believe that AR glasses are imminent and they're going to become a daily part of our lives. There's one problem, though. They're just not meant for web infrastructure. So Sean has spent a lot of time talking about what AR glasses are going to do for us as a user. I also want to focus considerably on how AR glasses will be used in businesses specifically. We have a situation now where the world is standardized very well. We all operate with our cell phones in our pockets. The only place I don't bring my cell phone with is in the shower. And so we all have our cell phones, and they're very adept at connecting to web infrastructure, which is, we have apps on the phone. We have just our businesses are all set up to discuss and share and collaborate on the World Wide Web. So I want to take a moment and dive into web infrastructure and show you the types of software that companies use on their daily basis. So we're a small company, but there are very, very, very large, massive companies that are all making decisions on a daily basis for how they want to communicate with their company, how they want to collaborate, how they want to document and present themselves to their customers. And so they want to keep all of their web infrastructure on their own platforms the way that they see fit to run their business. So we use Slack, for example. We have no intention of writing our own private software for communication. So we just pick and choose some of the things that we use to run our business. Like TriNet handles all of our human resources and payroll. So there's layers upon layers and decades worth of information and services that other people have built that then more companies build on top of. And this is what we've built today. We've built a very vast amount of web infrastructure, but glasses and VR headsets do not tie into them very well. In order for glasses and VR headsets to really become useful and replace a phone, we're going to have to convert entirely to what we call Metaverse infrastructure, something that is highly spatial. The world, we believe, will transition entirely over to spatial infrastructure if Tim Cook has anything to say about it, or we need to. If the spatial infrastructure isn't in place, there's no way that we're going to drop our phones, toss them aside, and replace them with AR glasses or VR headsets, because there will be really nothing effective for us to connect them to. So let me go back, and I'm going to talk about some of these terms, and I want to relate them to you so that you can see them the way that we see them. And really, our goal coming to AWE this year was to try to present this vision to you. And I know that most of you have probably, I won't say no, I don't know. I have a feeling most of you have thought about the metaverse as a game or some VR world that you go to, little snow globes, places that people are creating fun things to do. Oftentimes, you might also think that it's inhabited primarily by 8 to 15-year-old kids. We're here to tell you that there is absolutely a place for the metaverse in corporate life, from the very top to the very back of the company and everywhere in between. So let me ask you, I'm gonna do another thought process different from Sean. I'm gonna give you a moment, and this is a tough one that I get a lot when I'm talking to people. Can you, in your own mind, differentiate between the World Wide Web and the internet? These are terms that we use interchangeably. Sometimes we say I'm surfing the web, or I'm surfing the internet, or I'm gonna log into the internet. They're very, very interchangeable words, but in our view, they're extremely different. So now you've thought about it for a moment. Let's say, hopefully we can agree, that the internet is defined by IP addresses. So anything that's got an IP address, like your phone, when you're browsing and connect to the internet, it's assigned an IP address. Computers, anything that passes IP traffic, wires, satellites, routers, switches, copper fiber, all of that stuff, all of the network itself, that is the internet. Okay, it's just a network, and hard drives and the data that's stored in the network, that will also be part of the internet. So that should be pretty agreeable. A web browser, I think we all know what that is too. That's on the other side, right? So a web browser is a handful of pieces of software. I use Chrome predominantly. Some of you may use Safari or Firefox. There aren't too many versions, but they all predominantly do the same thing. Is they render information that you pull from the internet. So when you point a web browser at a URL, up comes the World Wide Web. So our definition of the World Wide Web is anything that you can see or experience of the internet as viewed through a web browser. Does that sound semi-agreeable? Okay, so we would also say the same thing for the metaverse. Okay, the internet or spatial internet we say would be for connected spatial devices like AR glasses, VR headsets, and a few extra protocols, can be viewed through a new piece of software called the Metaverse browser. We expect there to be a handful of those, and anything that you view through the Metaverse browser of the internet will then be termed the Metaverse. So it's not just a game to us, it's really how all of business is going to be transacted. And the most popular question I get when I put that theory forward is, why do we need a separate piece of software? Why can't we just use a web browser? Well, I've been architecting this for several years, and in my opinion, they share almost nothing in common. First of all, web browsers are based virtually entirely on the DOM. The DOM is non-existent in a metaverse browser. Memory requirements are restricted in web browsers. Threading is restricted in web browsers. USB is non-existent in web browsers for the most part. There's a whole host of other reasons, but really the only thing that they share in common is probably the use of JavaScript, and to me that's not enough to warrant trying to build a metaverse browser out of a web browser. People ask about WebXR. WebXR is a great way to view 3D information in real time in a web browser, but just because it's three-dimensional, it's not a substitute for actual spatial computing. I think it's better to give you an example by way of picture. If I can pull up the next slide. So another primary difference of web browsers versus metaverse browsers is that web browsers, you pick and choose what you want to do any moment. You could be thinking one moment and say, hey, I need to do some shopping at Walmart. And so you're going to go to walmart.com, you'll scroll through, you'll buy whatever you need to buy at Walmart, you'll hit order. Right? And then you might want to go, say, to Starbucks for whatever reason. When we go to starbucks.com, and then you just decide, I got to pay some bills. I'm going to go to Wells Fargo. I'm going to pay my bills, and you're done. So you're making the decisions of where you want to go, and that works for web browser. You just type the URL on top. Spatial browsers are very different because wherever you are, that's where you are. So if you're wearing a pair of AR glasses, what you get is based on your proximity, not based on what you're thinking at the moment. So if you're walking down a strip mall and you pass Wells Fargo, and then you pass Walmart, and then you pass Starbucks or the post office, your glasses need to be connected to all the services that every one of those companies are providing. And hopefully, you don't have to download an app every single time you pass something. You pass by a store along the street. So spatial is key. Especially, you can also imagine here in the expo, as you're walking down every booth, a proper XR expo, and we're hoping we're going to be there next year, will allow you to connect to the services booth by booth as you walk by. So your glasses are automatically going to pick up the services that every booth offers wherever you go. they will automatically connect. And if you walk through an expo like this, you don't want to have to download 300 separate apps to interface with 300 separate booths. So let me give you an example of why the metaverse isn't just a little game, okay? And this relates to the very first slide, and we're going to come back to that in a moment. I want to take you on another little journey of, let's say, case study number 1 of Costco. What would the spatial internet really look like if it weren't just a game and if businesses wanted to get involved? So I said earlier that businesses are going to need to build inside of their own infrastructure. Every business has a need for privacy. They're going to have a need for security. They're going to want to control their own environment and services in the proximity that they do business. So Costco opens up at 10 o'clock, and while we're waiting outside, early in the morning, trucks are pulling up into the docks in the back. Every truck has pallets of goods and services, and as the truck door opens and as the pallets come out, employees wearing AR glasses will be able to visually see what is coming off the truck and into the warehouse. The shipping departments already have everything spatially aligned so that when the pallets roll off the trucks, I can visually see as an employee of Costco where those pallets need to be distributed in the warehouse. Either an employee will take it and just follow a line to get it to where it needs to go as efficiently as possible, or maybe robots are going to pick it up from the bottom and drive it to that area. Someone needs to stock the shelves. People need to be told or manage inventory. The whole warehouse is going to be buzzing with people using spatial infrastructure. It will cut down training time. It will make everyone more efficiency. So there's absolutely a business need for that company to use spatial computing and AR glasses. That's been pretty well proven. From corporate offices, you go to Costco campus, you go to any business's campus, they're going to have spatial infrastructure to guide visitors through security, to guide them through parking, to the right buildings, into corporate meeting rooms. And of course, obviously, customers will walk into Costco wearing AR glasses, trying to figure out where they've hidden the dog food this week. That's always my problem. So you're going to want to offer a lot of different services in Costco that you would not find in, say, an airport. And an airport's going to have their own set of services that they're going to offer, from baggage check-in for the traveler, help finding you your gate. Imagine drawing a line or following a line on the ground, walking towards your gate, thinking, I'm hungry, and having visual spatial displays that tell you how much seating is available at a restaurant, how much time it's going to take to get into and out of a restaurant, how much time it takes to board, it's going to take before you board your plane.
Well, wait a minute. You're getting into, I mean, I think they get the picture, because you walk through all of Costco, and we get it's going to affect the airport. So I think they got the picture as far as how the air is going to
But I got hospitals do, too.
Well, I think they can imagine everything in the hospitals you're going to connect to, whether it's doctors or making sure they don't cut the wrong leg. We get it.
Okay.
AR is going to be extremely important in every industry.
I could easily go on for a long time.
Yes.
So.
And if you really think about it, if you look at this slide, every single company is going to move from web infrastructure to spatial infrastructure. Dean just gave you a couple examples, but it's going to change our everyday way that we interact with the world around us. And it's not because it's just cool or you have floating screens. It's because it actually saves time. It helps train us as humans. It makes things work more efficiently. It allows us to roam around and not wait on someone that hasn't been trained to find the nails on aisle 17 in Home Depot. I seamlessly can go around my business and interact with technology that makes my life move a lot smoother.
I know Apple and Meta and Snap all want us to buy the glasses, and I know that I want to be a consumer of glasses and ditch my phone. The problem is, if there's no spatial infrastructure, metaverse infrastructure, in place in the world by the time I put on my glasses, there's really going to be nothing useful for me to connect to. And so we started with slide 1 that said that we are on the verge of the largest transition of software and hardware the world has ever seen. And I want to show you what we think that future is going to look like visually. So this is Long Beach, if you recognize. So we got the marina, and here's our convention center. Every building around us, including the convention center, and if we have anything to say about it, next year, everyone here will be able to experience this convention spatially. That's just a very small area. This is southern Los Angeles. It's about 50 square miles, or 50 miles by 100 miles. That's 5,000 square miles of buildings that all need to get converted over to spatial infrastructure, okay? This is the greater part of the Los Angeles area. 10, 20,000 square miles of buildings. Every single building, every single home, every single apartment is going to start moving to spatial infrastructure. Southern California, the United States, and the entire planet. Every building, every structure is going to move from web infrastructure, including your homes, will move from spatial infrastructure to web infrastructure, and that means there's an unbelievable opportunity for developers to not just build little games in Horizon Worlds or Roblox, to really, really build an unbelievable amount of software that needs to be built to make hospitals, airports, retail, and homes run.
So we've been talking, I guess there's a buildup and kind of how do we solve these things. And it takes some new technologies and things to bring us together. And we're introducing RP1. It's literally the world's first metaverse browser that really is taking on exactly what we just explained over this talk. And we're showcasing 3 groundbreaking technologies which are extremely necessary. The first one is a database technology where we can seamlessly connect the world's population with full spatial audio and 6DoF on 1,000 times less compute. So think about this. Connect the world's population. Current technologies are connecting 20 to 50 people in a small snow globe. Now, this is not about jamming 1 billion people in a single experience. This is about walking around the real world and seamlessly being able to connect with anyone and not worrying about they're on one server, that their data does not exist. So if you think about Fortnite, they have hundreds of millions of players, but only 100 at a given time actually can interact with each other. They have no way of communicating with anyone else in the ecosystem. So for a true metaverse, you need the ability to seamlessly connect everyone, no different than any of us can go to any website, any chat room, any forum, and not worry about that I can't connect or share it with someone completely on the other side of the planet. The second thing, which is extremely important for AR glasses, is you need a universal map system. And what this is you do not build in RP1. Sound a little bit different? All these walled garden systems you build inside those platforms. What you do is with the universal map, you build it on your metaverse server, just like you build your own web server. And you point it at a map system that will now connect to everyone in the world instantly with full spatial audio and 6DoF. But here's the catch. AR glasses, this is extremely necessary because if I walk around the real world, I need to know when I'm in front of Wells Fargo or Panda Express and to instantly connect to their services. So you need a single contiguous map that connects everyone all in a singular area. Similar to like ICANN has .coms and .nets that kind of gives us a mapping system for websites. The third thing is the DNS for Metaverse. It's the idea of now Target can build a real-time service, all the services that Dean described, have them sit on their own servers, but instantly connect in real time to the browser. So that means as soon as I go by proximity near a Target, a Wells Fargo, any place, I will instantly connect to that service and be able to interact it fully persistent, not only with people around me, but with my own experience within that retailer or any type of place. So I want to open up. We actually just launched so everyone can actually experience it themselves. You can actually go to rp1.com, click enter, no installations whatsoever, and instantly see a digital twin of our entire solar system, 1-to-1 scale, inclusive of even outside of our solar system for endless things. The reason why Earth will be reserved for everyone that owns their land in the real world, because that's how it has to work as you're walking around. But if you want to build something that has nothing to do, including games, including anything imaginable, you'll be able to build your metaverse server, stick it outside in the universe, and people will be able to find it as easy as they found their website with 0 installations. You own everything. It runs on your servers. It is identical to the way the web infrastructure works. In 3 months, you will actually be able to build your own metaverse server and be able to point it at the map and instantly have anyone in the world interact and enjoy your experience. So here's the big thing. We're telling you about this technology. Imagine being the first person to introduce a web browser. But it takes a lot of open standards. You need the WordPress. You need avatar systems. You need identity components. You need an endless amount of things, marketplaces. It is endless on how everyone can participate. We are just introducing the technologies that enable this ecosystem to be possible. And so this is really an olive branch to everyone in the XR industry to come together to make sure that we have an open ecosystem and that we're not stuck in a walled garden. And that's important so that we can all participate together to make sure we're making choices in how we're going to enjoy the metaverse. And so this is a way to contact us. You can join our Discord. You're more than welcome to go to our website, which also has lots of documentation. But I really want to invite you, when you go inside, I want you to not think of it as a sandbox. We put sample things in there to show how technologies seamlessly work. We have real-time services that are running off of different servers that have nothing to do with what we're building, and we seamlessly are connecting them, and you will be able to interact with them, literally one click of a button and no installs whatsoever. We believe this is the future of connecting, and the on-demand aspect of websites is now for the open metaverse. Thank you very much, everyone. I appreciate it.